Hello and welcome back to Dwarf Fortress. And in the previous episode, we ended this whole thing with badgers being a problem. But even though the badgers are a bit of a problem, which we sort of need to deal with, I hope it's not too much of a problem for you to like the video, because that would be super awesome and nice if you did. And yeah, let's deal with this problem now, instead of being silly. Yeah, so what we need to do is we need to form a squad. I need to deal with these badgers. They are really annoying, and the dogs are probably going to kill themselves trying to hunt them. So, squads. By clicking on the banner at the bottom right, we open up the squad menu. So, squads. This is the squad menu. Here you can create squads, fill the positions, assign equipment and schedules, and give specific orders. Although this location is relatively safe, it is recommended that you prepare a squad and get them training at some point. Wildlife and even your own citizens can still be dangerous at times. Yeah. And you might actually need a squad to deal with something that technically speaking isn't dangerous, but it is an annoyance. So, don't show this again, and yeah. But as it says, you must appoint a militia commander to create a squad. So what we need to do... Now, we don't have a lot of people. We have 12. A single squad can contain 10 dwarves. So keep that in mind. But what we need to do is go in here and let's add you as a bookkeeper, a broker, like that. Happen to be the miner, which isn't super good, but it's what it is. And then the militia commander can be basically anyone. Like that. It's designated and assigned. What we need to do is go back down here, and I need to create myself some officers. Now, you can multi-create officers. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to manually draw out. But here's the thing. This is technically speaking one. So we don't want to do that. We need to have two. We want to have two different officers. So to do that, when painting it out manually, we have to paint out this one, click accept, go into office and paint the next one and click accept. Now we have two different officers, otherwise it would have been one. So that's also something to keep in mind. And we will assign the broker and then the bookkeeper, which needs a door on both. Need to create more doors, I see. And for these to actually be able to do their jobs, like all the for these offices to actually work as an office, we need a table. And a chair, somewhere to sit. Like that. Would be nice if you could finish this. And oh, it finished that wall piece as well. So as you can see over here, this mudstone block pillar has been placed as a wall piece. So it's now working. I just need a door there. And all of a sudden, the bookkeeper can now bookkeep and keep a more exact documentation of how much food, drink, seeds and stuff we have, which is good. Now, what we need to do is create a squad. And in the beginning, I will just say no uniform and add in click on there and assign basically everyone we can. Back to squads. Yep, I have 2 open slots, but we don't have 10 adults. We only have 8 adults. So, if we then go in for equipment, we can assign uniform and such. But I think for now, yeah, the dogs are getting injured because of these bloody badgers. I think what I need to do is we need to start attacking these. Ooh. Save! This might take some time for you. It's probably going to take... The longer we play it, the longer the saves are going to take. So just sit back and relax while it saves. Badger is dead. Here we go. Another badger is dead. See if we can find more of them. We do need to deal with them because they are rather annoying. They might be down. Down here somewhere. What a fair chunk, like a lot of them, so probably going to have to Here we go. That's another one. think we have at least culled enough of them to scare them away. So, I think that should be enough. And we should have a few jobs to butcher. But yeah, that's sort of, even though the like enemies and stuff are turned off, it's not safe. Like, it is by no means safe. Here we go, another one. Let's take care of you. There we go. And this is sort of what you need to do. Like, this is important to do, where you have a squad ready. Even though you're not training, you're not doing anything with it, like, they are not standing watch and such. Just having a squad which you can call upon to deal with badgers or whatever it is on your map is important. It wasn't important because the badger wasn't a problem before, but apparently they started becoming a problem, so we had to deal with them. But yeah, that's let's see if we can preemptively take care of you. Here we go. Now, depending on what it is you're fighting, you might have to be a little bit careful, because it might mean that you take a lot of damage. Your dwarves get injured and needs medical care. For example, Stefan here is injured. So technically speaking, we do need. But I think it's mostly just. It's mostly just bruises. So. But I do need a hospital. But I do have a. I'm not. We are too few really to do it efficiently. We probably would need to be sort of somewhere between 20 and 30 dwarves. And still be able to do everything else as well. So that's sort of one issue. Although it is a grim reminder of the winter hardships to come. The supply caravan from the big ring is a welcome sight. Their eyes are alight with anticipation of inspecting the splendid products of your industrious craft dwarves. Take careful stock of your own stores. What these merchants offer might very well be the difference between a prosperous future and a slow and meaningless death. Yeah, so we need to outpost Liason, Sigund, Fikodzim has arrived and is going to speak with us about the upcoming year. Expedition leader Kogsak Vukarakman meets with outpost liaison Sigund Fikodzim. I am your liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. Okay. The world is the same as ever. Okay. And yeah, make request for next year's caravan. They'll charge more for these items, but this is basically your way of saying, I want this to appear. So I can request certain things to appear, which is super important because one thing which I feel is very hard to come by is plump helmet spawns. If you haven't found a coven, like a cavern layer or something, these seeds can be super hard to come by because not all merchants have them. Like, not all merchants have seeds. So this, like, I'm going to tick all of these seeds, all of them. Everything else is pretty much whatever. I can make them myself or buy them from if someone has it. But as it stands right now, the most useful thing I can request is seeds. Now, there might be certain other things which there might be like you don't have access to certain things, which could be something that, okay, let's request that because I can't grow it, or it's a type of stone I absolutely don't have, for example. And this is your chance basically to say, okay, have someone bring that in. It's going to be more expensive, but you can at least gain access to it. So I will take all the seeds, but yeah, basically you can request anything. Like, but for me right now, just seeds is basically what I need. So, well done. We have finalized the import agreement. Feel free to go over the documents. So all the different seed I requested have then been priced at 207%, 211, and so on. So it's basically twice as expensive as it would have been otherwise. Okay? Let's discuss what you're willing to offer for your craft's dwarf ship. A need for goblets is expected. So mugs, stuff to drink out of, is expected. If you are able to provide some, the caravan will offer 200%. This export agreement only applies to trades next year, not with any merchants currently present. So any future merchants that come is this export agreement going to be valid for. So with that, we have finalized that, and he is going to leave. And we also have a merchant arriving, which I feel I very much want to talk to. And try to actually like sell things to. Anyway, one thing that I should be doing is setting up more workstations. And power. Let's see if we have the doors. I do. Good. Do I have any more doors made? I had one more. So 2 doors had been made. Okay, that's not a lot. More than nothing. That's 200% more than nothing, but that's it basically. Okay, I got a new animal. I think new animals, which you get through birth from your already existing animals, does get added automatically into this list. Yeah, I think exactly, because this stray jack calf is the new one, and it got added in because it is because its parents was already part of the pen, like the pasture, so it just gets added in automatically. That's good to know. I wasn't sure if that was the case, but that seems to be the case. Any new animals you get from outside that doesn't, those you have to manually add to that pen or pasture or whatever you want to call it. Zone. Suspend, no. Now. Oh, you have plump helmets. Oh, okay, so we could just straight up buy some plump helmets. I wonder if you have seeds. I think almost regardless, I do want to try to buy things, but I might need to be a bit... Might not be able to buy a lot. I might just be able to buy a little bit. Yeah, he has a fair chunk of, like, a fair amount of plump helmets, which would be good to buy. Iron pick. Steel anvil. I can make one myself. That shouldn't be any major issues. Anyway, to trade, it's not really that intuitive, but what you do is you click move goods to/from depot, and then you go to bins, and then you try in this mess of a menu, try to find your finished goods bin. I might want to sort by value. And then look. Finished goods bin. I want to bring that. If we click on the icon, we can see what's in it. It has the mugs, which means I want to bring that. The mugs in its, like, on their own isn't really that valuable, but it's not too bad. I have another one. Okay. Yeah, so let's bring that one and that one. I have the gem bins. Yep. And yeah, I don't really have anything else which is of any value. So, by adding those to the checkbox like this, we say that we want to bring these up here to be used for trading. So, awaiting 2 items. So, awaiting 1 item. There we go. Both of them are now delivered. So, what we can do is say, broker requested at depot. Or depot. To incorrectly pronounce it, regardless of what kind of English you're using. So if he, for some reason, finish gathering plants at some point, he should move over to the depot. Come on, dude. We know you want to do this. Stop gathering plants. Anyway, what? I did get a new arrival there, a new arrival there. We have 2, 3. Yeah, I got a fair few of, like, adults. That's good. We can actually go in here and check for adults. Good. That's actually good. Because that's a good way of checking to see, okay, especially this early on, like, how many adults did we get? It's too bad you don't get a list of who they are, but whatever. Store item in a barrel, and then yeah, good. He's moving on, and since the broker or someone is now at the trade depot, we can click trade, which brings up this. Yet another mess of a menu. And what I want to do is go through on the left side where the trader that arrived, their items are, and on the right side is my items. So I want to go through what's on the left and see what they have and sort of mark whatever it is that I might like, what I want. So let's see what we can find. Cages. I don't want that. Don't want any of the barrel stuff. Any of these or whatever. Stuff I can make myself if I want to. The episode should be ended, but I'm not done yet. The bags is something I'm interested in, and not so much the bag itself, but rather what's in the bag, because that's where you find the seeds. If a merchant has seeds, it's in a bag, so keep that in mind. Cave spider silk. Gypsum plaster bag, white sand bag, black sand bag, gypsum plaster bag, quicklime bag, sand bag, dwarven sugar bag. Yeah, no, sadly, it doesn't seem like he has any seeds. That's fine. Bunch of silk cloth, various sorts. That's fine. That's all they had. Amulets, bolts, bracelets, large gems. That's a really expensive one, or whatever. Anvil, meat, fish. I will take all of your plump helmets if I can. I'm not sure if I can, but I will try to. Threads, I don't care about. These I don't care about. Cheese I'm making myself, so that's fine. All of that is fine. Yeah, so it's basically these plump helmets. I'm going to try and see if I can buy that. Let's add all of the mugs. And if I need to add something else on top of it. And basically what you want to do is you want to give away as little as possible to maximize profit for yourself, while still making a good enough deal for them that they feel that they sort of profited on the... And you can, in the bottom left of the screen, as you can see where my mouse is hovering around, you can see the merchants from Eta Gathel value 300. So the plump helmets, all of the plump helmets I'm buying is worth 300 whatever dwarf bucks, whatever you want to call it. And then depending on how I add up is the profit or a loss. If it says trade a loss, it means that's how much they lose. Whereas if it says trade a profit, that's how much they gain. And if it's a white, they might accept it, but it's not guaranteed that they will. But if it's green, they basically will accept it because it's such a big profit margin for them that they are happy to take it. So depending on how much you buy, it is dependent on the value of what you're trying to buy and what you're trying to sell them, that it might depend a bit. So you might have to fill back and forth a bit, but I think this is a good trade. My mugs for his plump helmets, I don't need the mugs, and he probably don't need the plump helmets. So I think that's a good trade where he profits. And they are dwarves, so it's actually a good thing that they profit. And the dwarf, if you have dwarven merchants, they sort of expect you to give them a profit. Whereas if you're trading with elves or humans, you can be a bit more cutthroat, so to speak. And yeah, I think with that, we just need to click trade. Ah, wonderful. Thank you for your business. Limel seems willing to trade. Yeah, bloody hope so. And with that, we can right click to go at. And we can set no trader needed at depot because he's not needed anymore. And we can go into move goods to and from depot and go into bins and click on these check marks again and have them be moved back. So basically removing them from, and the things we bought will automatically get moved. So we don't need to go in and specify that we need to move this way. It will be moved automatically. So yeah, that was the traders, and how to do trading. Hopefully we have 18 ops now. New arrival. We actually have a decent amount of people now. And it's going to be really important to see if we can get as many people as possible, because here's the thing. We can't have one person doing everything. It's going to take way too long otherwise. Adequate woodcutter, talented woodcutter. Let's move that around. You can be miner instead. Because I'm going to need more miners at this point. And since we have 18 people, it should be good enough. And I don't need like 3 woodcutters. I don't need that. So I think what we need to do is sort of get going with painting out more bedrooms and getting the 10 over here as well. And I might actually need to get another set of 10 going. But regardless, we need to, well, end the episode. Because the trading made it take some time, but with that out of the way and a new migration wave, we are moving into winter. And winter is going to make it a bit hard to it might make it hard to do certain things, and it might mean that we can't do any fishing and so on. But regardless, if we can or not, we really should say that on screen you should be able to see YouTube recommendation and quick access to subscribe button and quick access to the playlist for this series. So with that, thanks for watching. Goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.